Good Erev Shabbos, everyone. A thought to ponder over the course of Shabbos related to this very holy month that we find ourselves in, the month of Elul. We know that there are a number of different psukim that have been offered that relate to Elul, the name Elul, by way of Rashi Tevos, or effectively an acronym that we find in the midst of any one of these psukim. Most famously, of course, Ani Lidodi Vidodi Li, Aleph, Lamed, Vav, Lamed spells Elul, and of course this is a time when we are supposed to come close to our beloved, come close to HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Other psukim as well. Umal Hashem Elokecha es livavcha ve'es livav Zarecha, those emphasized and enunciated words. Again, first letter of each spells out Elul, and the pasuk refers to the removal of the skin, the extra bit of covering that we have over our hearts that serves as a barricade, a block between ourselves and HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Other psukim offered as well. The question, of course, is as follows. The Ramban tells us very, very clearly, and we know certainly from our perusal of the Torah, that the name Elul is not one of Jewish origin. In fact, none of the names of the months that we presently use is of Jewish origin. What the Ramban says is that these were taken with us back from the first Gullus, the Gullus following the destruction of the first Beis HaMikdash out into Bavel. We picked up these names, effectively not only secular or non-Jewish names, but effectively pagan names, so often named after pagan deities as were worshipped in Bavel. We took these names and brought them back with us into Eretz Yisrael, even as we reestablished Jewish civilization in the Holy Land. And now forevermore, we use names that were effectively originated in a land and in an arena, in a religion not our own. The Torah, of course, uses only numbers to refer to the different months of the year. If that be the case, how could we possibly have the audacity to suggest that Elul stands for something so holy and so pure? Ani Lidodi Vidodi Li Umal Hashem Elokechas Lavav Chaves Lavav Zarecha, these beautiful holy psukim that come from our Tanakh. Elul is the name of a pagan deity. Elul is secular. Elul is profane. It's unholy. How in the world could we suggest that these psukim legitimately can be found within Elul? Perhaps what the great tzaddikim of yesteryear are in fact informing us is that this is exactly how we should be spending our Elul. What does it mean to have a close-knit relationship with somebody? What does it mean to be so bound up with our beloved that we enjoy such closeness of heart and of spirit? What it means is that we begin to see them anywhere and everywhere. Everything starts to remind us of the people who are so close to us and so close to our hearts. When we are so focused and so concentrated on developing a meaningful relationship with HaKadosh Baruch Hu, we will indeed find Him anywhere and everywhere. Even in the name that is originally pagan and even in a name that is originally unholy, we will still seek out and we will find HaKadosh Baruch Hu's presence, because indeed, certainly, especially when it comes to Hashem, indeed He can be found anywhere and everywhere. Number one is when you're in love, you start to see the object of your affection anywhere and everywhere. And really, number two, when it comes to Hashem, indeed, because Hashem pulls all the strings and because Hashem creates and choreographs all of history and our entire lives, all of Jewish history, the full expanse of the timeline from the beginning of history and on, because He choreographs it all, indeed, He can create this sort of environment in which it is by no accident that the pagan name should be Elul, and that name should rear its head specifically now in order to indicate, in order to instruct the way that we are supposed to act and conduct ourselves, our comportment, our enhanced relationship with HaKadosh Baruch Hu at this time. We begin to see Hashem everywhere, and we remind ourselves that indeed Hashem legitimately can be found anywhere and everywhere because He is the source of it all. It's exactly what we're supposed to be doing during this time of Elul. If we really want to come closer, if we really want to enhance that relationship, it means trying to find ways to connect with Hashem. Part of tshuva is the recognition that as much as I may have rationalized and as much as I may have justified that whatever missteps I have taken this past year, after all, it was very difficult and it was hard. This past year, and especially more than others, was hard and it was challenging. Those opportunities didn't necessarily exist the way that they were supposed to, and had they, then certainly I would have seized upon them. The notion of seeing Hashem even in a word and in a name like Elul is a reminder, Ein hadavar talui ela bi. It's up to me. if I want to seek out ruchnius, if I want to seek out spirituality, if I want to seek out a relationship with Hashem, then there are ample opportunities, because there are even opportunities in a word as mundane, as ordinary, as secular, even maybe profane as Elul. When you have that sort of mindset, when we recognize that Hashem can be grabbed hold of anywhere and everywhere, then we can lead a life that is absolutely replete and rich with closeness and connection to Him. Wishing everybody a beautiful and entirely connected Shabbos.